Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parsha Shemini. Most of the Parsha talks about the kosher and non-kosher animals, the birds, the animals, the fish. It tells us what is kosher and what is not kosher. In Shevii of the Parsha, which once again is our focus, so in Perek Yud Aleph Pasuk Mem Daled, it says, "V'hiskadishtem v'yistem kedoshim," you shall sanctify yourself and you will be holy. So the Ohr HaChaim HaKodesh asks, what is the reason why we're inserting kedusha by kosher and non-kosher? In fact, the rest of the pasuk talks about not eating and not becoming tamei with these shrutzim, these creepy crawling creatures. So Chazal tells us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not bring a takala to tzaddikim. He does not allow the tzaddikim to stumble. But Tosha says that specifically he's talking about, and we learn it from here, that a tzaddik will not stumble in regards to eating non-kosher foods. He won't accidentally consume what he shouldn't be eating. And that's what the pasuk means. It says, "V'skadishtem," if you are holy in all areas, not just by food, then Hashem will merit v'yisem kedoshim. You'll be holy, that you will not accidentally eat these improper foods. Because what you eat, you are what you eat, which is why we don't eat these carnivores, because they tear apart other creatures. We eat more the domesticated animals that are more gentle, and that comes out in the Jewish personality. We see an example of Hashem protecting the tzaddikim from stumbling in terms of food. When the Chafetz Chaim was older and he wasn't able to take care of himself as much, there was a story that he was about to eat some chicken soup for dinner, and he said, "Is this kosher?" And his Talmidim said, "Of course it's kosher. The Rebbetzin, is in charge of the kitchen. Of course it's kosher." And the Chafetz Chaim asked again, "Is it kosher?" And he asked to bring out the Rebbetzin, and the Rebbetzin came out, and she was kind of astounded because he never asked this question beforehand. Why is he asking it now? But because he did, she investigated, and it turned out that the person helping her, instead of using the glad kosher chicken, where there was no shaila, whether it was kosher or not, served the not glad chicken. And even though it turned out that it was sent to a Rav and it was kosher, but the Chafetz Chaim was protected from having even a non-glad chicken soup. So then the pasuk says, tells us that Kani Hashem Hamal Eschem Eretz Mitzrayim, I am Hashem that took you out from Egypt, that actually took you up from Egypt, because he elevated us on a spiritual level. But more importantly for our lesson is that it says that if for only the reason of the Jews that they would not eat and become tamei to these shrutzim, just unlike the Canaanim and the Mitzrim, who would eat these creatures, that was enough reason for them to be taken out of Egypt. They didn't require some grand midah, the grand mitzvah keeping, but it was enough that even if they stayed away from this item, that they wouldn't do anyhow, because it was disgusting for them. There had no taiva for it. So Rabbi Yehuda Leib Chasman in Ohr HaChaim says this teaches a kal v'chomer, that here we are, we'd have such a reward that we would zochet to come out of Egypt just because we didn't eat these shrutzim that we have no desire to eat, that we're repulsed by. So surely, if we elevate ourselves by not taking advantage of all our desires, if we stay away from some of the taivos that are permissible, so surely the reward will be even greater, that we elevate ourselves. We just talked about being kodesh. So kadesh is atmecha b'mutalach, that you sanctify yourself with the things that are permissible, not just with things that are not permissible. Maybe we zocha to sanctify ourselves for, with the food as well as all our actions. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos, and stay tuned next week.